this video, I'm going to go over a logical sequence in which I developed my double strokes. We're going to look at 4 exercises, each of which lead into the next one. All of these exercises were not written by me, but the sequence in which to practice them was composed by me. My approach to double strokes is that speed will come from control. It's more important that we're able to control both strokes at medium tempos before we start to perform blazing double strokes. So you're not going to hear me use a lot of words like bounce or rebound or drop the stick twice and catch it, because a lot of those rely on bounce, and the main idea that we're going for is control. So I won't be saying those things a lot. So if that throws you off, or if you don't like that, just wait until the end and I think it's going to make more sense. We'll start each of these exercises with a summary. First of all, nobody has a problem with the first stroke of a double stroke. It's always the second one, obviously. So at least one of these exercises should deal with how to get that second stroke stronger. The first exercise in our sequence is going to do exactly that. This one is called Stone Killer, and it's from a Joe Morello book, Master Studies. What we're going to do is perform a tap stroke on the right hand, followed by an accented stroke. The purpose is to overcompensate the second stroke. We do this by making the first stroke a tap and the second stroke an accent. It teaches us to get a powerful second stroke without relying on rebound to do the work for us. I've done variations of this exercise on my Tony Williams video, which you can find here. Here's the exercise played slow to fast. Tap stroke in the right hand, accent stroke in the right hand. You can treat the tap stroke like an upstroke. Right, right, left, left. You want to be very specific with the heights here. It should be a tap stroke and a downstroke, not 2 legato strokes, not 2 downstrokes, not a legato and a downstroke, tap stroke and downstroke. Use the tap stroke or the upstroke, depending on how you look at it, as an opportunity to practice your wrist movement going straight up. That's what we're trying to develop here. Normally, we can't get the second stroke powerful at all. This is doing the opposite approach. Let's make the second stroke the most powerful one out of the 2, which will make that motion easier. I'll do it in the left hand. I'm not incorporating any arm here because, again, we're going for control. The arm can move sympathetically, but it's not going to initiate any motion. As you get much faster, you'll notice that the tap and the accent height become indiscernible, and you end up with a pretty nice double stroke roll. In fact, this is how Thomas Lang teaches to do the double stroke roll. You could even start to do one without looking at the other 3 exercises. If I do Stone Killer and practice it a whole lot, that eventually that twitch muscle is going to get so easy that I can play at any speed. But we have more exercises because this is not necessary. The second exercise is double beat, triple beat. In Stone Killer, we've become comfortable with pushing towards the second stroke. Double beat is how we develop the twitch muscle in each of our hands. The most effective way to have clean, controlled, quick doubles is to rely on the fast muscles in your hand, not solely on rebound. Triple beat then over-prepares the hands for doubles by forcing us to play something harder than doubles, that is triples. Basically, it teaches us controlled double strokes in isolation. If you spend time on this exercise, you'll notice that eventually you'll get to a point where you'll perform 2 strokes in what feels like one motion. So if I go a bit faster, let's say 142. At that point, I'm pushing down once, and I'm pushing a little bit to get the second stroke, but it's not exactly a full stroke. What we want to go for ideally is a full stroke. So I'm thinking about a full stroke, but it's impossible for the body to do that. If you think about it though, it will try its best to get 2 full strokes, and you'll end up with evenness in your stick heights. With this exercise, you're going for evenness in the stick height. The stick should return up to this point on each stroke. It's just teaching you how to get the doubles even. As for the triple portion of it, it will always take effort to get to that third partial, but just use it as an opportunity to refine your hand technique. The third exercise is Gallop, so let's go over the logic so far. Through the previous exercise, we've developed the twitch muscle. That is one motion but getting 2 strokes out of it, even though we're still pushing towards the second stroke. Now we have to put this technique into clear rhythm variations, which eventually coalesce into a double stroke roll. It teaches us controlled double strokes in sequence. Getting from a clean controlled double over to the next hand, double left, is what we're going for here. So you should be mindful of how your double strokes sound. Ask yourself, are they dying down, or is it growing in volume, which is what we're going for, or at least staying consistent. Or you could ask, are my doubles too open, or are they too closed? So an even double stroke, 1E and, 1E and, very clear, 1E and. If it's too closed, you'll get kind of this staggering sound. 1E and, 1E and. Which is what will usually happen if you rely too much on bounce. What if it's too open? Turns into kind of a swing pattern, right? I'll play it a little faster. Again, main point of this is the hand transfer. So far, we've done 3 of the 4 steps in the sequence. The last step is to just play some double strokes, remembering all the techniques we've developed in Stone Killer, Double Beat, Triple Beat, and the Gallop. Before we do that, I'll mention that if you want to try these and would like any assistance, I do offer online lessons through Skype and Zoom. I've been having lessons with a student on this exact sequence for a few weeks. If you'd like to set that up, my email address is at the top of the description. Finally, we're at short, short, long. This exercise simply has full double stroke rolls with the single strokes as rest points or check patterns. We should here focus on relaxing as much as we can, not squeezing the sticks. Use the wrists here to get those double strokes. Don't rely on the rebound. Now, at any tempo when you're doing this short, short, long exercise, keep Stone Killer in the back of your mind. That is, get that second stroke as powerful as the first. You don't need to accent it like Stone Killer does. But let's say I take it here, 143. Push towards the second stroke. That's becoming a theme on this channel. And and ideally all the strokes should be the same height. That's the standard that you should reach for. At some point, if you're getting your doubles really, really fast, you're not going to be able to keep them the same height, and that's fine. Now, am I literally doing a wrist stroke for every one in there? No. But it's way easier to start letting your stick bounce once your wrists are developed than to go in the opposite direction. This has been essentially the sequence that I use to develop my double strokes. I think that my double strokes are good, and I don't run into any issues when I do them, including tension. I don't feel very tense when I play these. There's a PDF of these 4 exercises in the description. If you'd like any more specific tutorial content from me, let me know in the comments. That could be for drum set or snare drum.